Hello, students. Hello again. Welcome to another class. As you know, this is week number 4, and today we're going to be learning more about this amazing book. So, the Wonder Book. So, as you know, I already upload for the platform the book for you for looks for all the readings if you have a question to read it again. So, guys, please let's start. And today I bring you something amazing. Today we're going to see the story, but in another way, counted by another character. In this case, is Bia. Okay. So now let's go to know more about this. And please, I beg you to don't get confused with the story, because this is told by Bia. Okay, not now is not by August, it's now by Bia. So and now guys, just I want to make an announcement for you. So please guys, I have been checking my platform. I have been checking all your grades, and I have seen that not all of you have been doing it, all your assignments, and I want to know what is happening. If you have any problem, if you have troubles at home, so please let me know, because in that way we can look for a solution for this problem, because I need that all of you finish all the assignments of your assignments, because um just that guys, this week I will be checking till until Tuesday to see if you work. So please, if you haven't start yet, please do it. Okay, so now guys, let's go to read today. Let's go to read the storyteller by Bia, and now let's go. So Bia, look at here, it says far above the world, planet earth, it's blue, and there's nothing I can do. So by David Body, Space Oddity. Look, this is really nice. Far above the world, planet and air, it's blue, and there is nothing that I can do. So you can be in the space, and you can see the planet in the space, and there is blue, and there is green. This is beautiful, and you can do nothing. For that reason, we're going to learn this book today. Um, we're gonna see the surprises that this one bring us. Okay, and now let's go, guys. So it says the tour of the galaxy. The tour of the galaxy. August is the sun, and me and Mondar are planets orbit the sun. The rest of our families and friends are asteroids. So, and comets floating around the planets orbiting the sun. The only celestial body that doesn't orbit August, the sun, is Daisy the duck. And that's only because to her little doggy eyes, August's face doesn't look like every different from any other human's face to Daisy. All our faces look alike, as flat and pale as the moon. Look over here, this is really important. August is the sun. Me and mom and dad are planets orbit around the sun. So we can see here that she's describing around the family like they are the galaxy. It's comparing the August in the sun, the moon and dad are planets orbiting the sun. Okay, let's go. The rest of the family and friends are asteroids and coming floating around the planets, orbiting that sun. Here we can see that this is she's talking about like the environment when she is living. Okay, that she is living. So like he describing like August is like a different person. Like the August is the more is the attention takes the most attention in the house. And now let's go to see why. I'm used to the way the university works. I ever mean I ever mean that it's because it's all I ever know. I've always understood that. Agus is special and has special needs. And if was playing to Laurie and he was trying to make a nap, I knew I would have to play something else because he needed his rest after some procedures or others have left him weak and in pain. So you can see here that she's talking about the Agus is an special boy. Agus is really special and that Agus needs special attention. That's what she is describing right here. So if I wanted mom and dad to watch me play soccer, I knew that might out of 10 times they'd miss it because they were busy shooting out to a speech therapy or physically therapy or a new specialist of a surgery. So, you know, guys, we were talking and we were discussing this these last 2 weeks because we can see here that like Agus is an special boy. Agus is special. I don't know. This is like something deformed in his body, and for that reason, Bia is expressing herself because he says like the parents doesn't take any attention to her, and she makes her feel sad. So mom and dad will say I was most understanding little girl in the world. I don't know about that. Just that I understood there was a point in complaining. I've seen after Agus after his surgeries, his little face bandaged up and swollen, his tiny body full of EBS and tubes to keep him alive. After you've seen someone else going through that, it feels kind of crazy to complain over not getting that toy you had asked for or or your mom missing a school play. I knew this even was when I fixed 6 years old. No one ever told it to me. I just knew it. So we can see here that August, we were telling you, he's having some problems, okay, with his body at the moment when I was born. But she's expressing that the parents just take all the time for him and not for her. So I have gotten used to not complaining. I have gotten used to not bothering mom and dad with little stuff. I've gotten used to figuring things out on my own. How to put toys together, to organize my life so I don't miss friends, birthday parties, how to stay on top of my schoolwork so I never fall behind in class. I never asked for help with my homework, never needed reminded to which a project or study for a test. I was having trouble with my subject in school. I'd go home and study until I figure it out on my own. I taught myself how to convert fractions into decimal points by going online. I done every school project pretty much myself. When mom and dad ask me how things are going in school, I always say good. Oh, this is amazing. Even when it hasn't always been so good, my worst day, worst fall, worst headache, worst bruise, worst crap, worst mean things anyone could say has always been nothing compared to what Agos has done through. This isn't me being nodal, by the way. It's just the way I know it is. So, and this is the way it's always been for me, for the little universe of us. But this year, there seems to be shift in the cosmos. The galaxy is changing, planets are falling out of alignment. So we can see here, guys, this is really a little bit sad because She's expressing that the parent doesn't take attention to her to Bia. Bia is expressing that the parent doesn't take her in consideration. She never has asked for help because she always had been doing everything to her way. So it's sad at the same time because sometimes happen with all of you. Sometimes happens because your parents doesn't pay you attention. They are more focused in another brother or sister of your home. But I think that she needs to understand. She feels pretty bad, I know. She's feeling pretty bad, but she needs to understand that it's his brother. He's his brother, and he's having problems. So let's go continue reading. Before August. Now she's going to say what happens before August. Let's go. I honestly don't remember my life before August came into it. I look at pictures of me as a baby, and I see mom and dad smiling so happily, holding me. I can't believe how much younger they look back then. That was this hipster dude, and mom was this cute Brazilian fashionist. There's one shot of me at my third birthday. That's right behind me, while mom's holding the cake with three lit candles. And and in back of us are Tara and Popa, Grams, Uncle Ben's, Aunt Kate, and Uncle Pop. Everyone's looking at me, and I am looking at the cake. You can see in that picture how really was the first child, first grandchild, first niece. I don't remember what I felt like, of course, but I can see it plain as I can be in the picture. So it's expressing that when was his birthday, her birthday, he has all the family around her celebrating, talking things, and she's feeling sad now. I don't remember that they brought August home from the hospital. I don't remember I said or did or felt when I saw him for the first time. Thought everyone has a story about it. Apparently, I just looked at him for a long time without saying any time at all. And then finally I said, it doesn't look like Lily. That was the name of a doll Grant had given me when Mom's was pregnant. So I couldn't practice being a big sister. I was one of those dolls that are incredibly feel like, lifelike, and I had carried it everywhere for months, changing its disappeared, fading it, I'm told, and I even made a baby slime for it. The story goes that after my initial reaction to August, it only took a few minutes, according to Grant, or a few days, according to months, before I was all over him, kissing him, cuddling him, baby talking to him, after I never so much so touched or emotionated illy ever again. So we can see here that when August came to home, she was looking at him and she was feeling pretty sad because when August arrived to home, August was the attention. August was the boy who came to change all the environment in home. And for a reason, she's expressing that she feel bad for that. So now, seeing August, seeing August. I never used to see August the way other people saw him. I knew he didn't look exactly normal, but I really didn't understand why a stranger seems so shocked when they saw him. Horrified, sickened, scared. Look, look at here. She's saying that when she see August, when she see August, she see him like horrified, sickened, scared. So look what she thought about August. There are so many words I can use to describe the looks of people's faces. And for a long time, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I just get mad. Mad when they stare, mad when they look away, what they hick are you looking at. I'd say to people, even grown-ups. Then I was about 11 and I went to stay with Grams in Mantuk for 4 weeks while August was having his big jaw surgery. This was the longest I ever been away from home. So I have to say it was so amazing to suddenly be free of all that stuff that made me so mad. No one stared at Grant and me when we went to town to buy groceries. No one pointed at us. No one even noticed us. So we can see here that she's expressing and she's saying that when I was born, August came to house. Mom and dad were really busy attending him, and she decided to go. Oh, can be the parent decided to send her to the Grams house, and she was absent 4 weeks from his home. So let's go. Grant was one of those grandmothers who do everything with her grandkids. She'd drown into the ocean if I asked her to. Even if she had a nice clothes on, she would let me play with her makeup and didn't mind if I used it on her face to practice my face painting skills. She'd take me for an ice cream. Even if we hadn't eaten dinner yet, she'd draw child horses on the sidewalk in front of her house. One night, while we were walking back from, from town, I told her that I wish I could live with her forever. So as we can see here, she was wishing to stay with her grandma forever because she felt special with her. So, guys, this is really complicated. This is a really situation, a complicated situation. Ah, okay, now let's go. She drew chalk horses and sidewalk in front of her house. One night while we were walking back from town, I wish I could live with her together. So she wished that to stay with her forever. I was happy, so happy there. I think it might have been the best time of my life. Coming home after 4 weeks, I felt very strange at first. I remember very vividly stepping through the door and seeing August running over the welcome me home. And for this tiny fraction of a moment, I saw him not the way I always see him, but the way other people see him. I was only a flash, an instant, while he was hugging me so happily, so I was home. But it surprised me because I never seen him like that before, and I never felt what I was feeling before either. A feeling I hate myself for having that moment I had. I had it. But as he was kissing me with his heart, all I could see was that drool coming down his chin. And suddenly there was like all those people who would start and look away, horrified, sickness, and scared. So when she saw August this way, horrified, scared, and sadness. So I don't know. So this is so sad. How she saw August, but she felt really bad because August was the attention of the house. Thankfully, not for only late for a second, at a moment I heard August loud, his raspy little loud. It was over. Everything was back the way it had been before. but I had opened the door for me, a little peephole. And on the other side of the peephole, there were two Augusts. The one I saw briefly and the one other people saw. I think the only person in the world I could have told any of this was Grant, but I didn't. It was too hard to explain over the phone. I thought maybe when she came for Thanksgiving, I'd tell her what I felt. But just 2 months after I stayed with her in Mantuku, my beautiful Grant died and was so completely out of the blue apparently. She had checked herself into the hospital because she'd been feeling nauseous. Mom and I drove out to see her, but it's a 3 hours drive from where we live, and by the time we go to the hospital, Gramps was gone and heart attack. And they told us just like that. Oh, this is so sad. Look, after 3 months, she come back to her house. His gramps died, and she passed away. So, I so sad, so sad. My grandma also passed away. So it is too strange how one day you you can be on this air and the next day not. Where did she go? Where did she go? Will I really ever see her again? Oh, is that a fairy tale? You see movies and TV shows where people receive horrible news in hospitals, but for us, what all our many trips to the hospital with August, there had always been good outcomes. What I remember the most from that day Grant died is Mom literally crumpling to the floor in slow, heavily sobs, holding her stomach like someone had just punched her. I never seen Mom like that. I never heard sounds like that come out of her. Even though all of August's surgeries, Mom always put on brave face. On my last day, Montagu's Grand and I had watched the sunset on the beach. We had taken a blanket to sit on, but it had gotten chilly, so we grabbed it around us and couldn't and talk until there wasn't even a silver of sun left over the ocean. And then Grant told me she had a secret to tell me. She loved me more than anyone else in the world. I don't know, guys. I look at this. This is really amazing. And then Grant told me she had a secret to tell me. And then Grant told me she had a secret to tell me that she loved me more than anyone else in the world. So this is nice. This is nice, guys. I love it. Even August, I had asked. She smiled and stroked my hair, like she was thinking about to say what to say. I love Eggy very, very much, she said softly. I can still remember her Portuguese accents. The old way she rolled her, but that has many angles looking out for him already. Bye. And I want to know what have me looking out for you. Okay, mi nena querida. Okay, mi nena querida. I want you to know what you are number one for me. You are my beauty, my best girl. She looked out of the ocean and she spread her hands out like she was trying to smooth out of waves. You are my everything. You understand me, Bia? You asked me too, though. You asked me too. I understand her, and I knew why she said it was a secret. Grandmothers aren't supposed to have favorites Everyone knows that, but after she died, I held to on what secret and let like cover me like a blanket. So guys, we can see here that talking more about the topic, all of us we have lost some our grandparents. Okay, so our grandmothers, grandfather. So I feel bad because I lost mine too, my grandmother, and it's a story. Remember her, remember me to her, and she's saying that before August came, she was the only one. She was the only one. She was the attention of the house, and she was everything. So let's go to continue reading to learn more about it. I will throw the people. His eyes are about in each below, where they should be on his face, almost to halfway down his cheeks. They slam downward at the extreme angle, almost like diagonal slits that someone cut into his face. And the left one is noticeably lower than the right one. They bulge outward because his eyes cavities are too shallow to accommodate them. The top eyelids are always halfway closed, like he's on the verge of sleeping, and lower eyelids sag so much they must almost look like and a piece of invisible streak is pulling them downward. You can see the red part on the inside, like they are almost inside, just out. He doesn't have eyebrows or eyelash. His nose is disproportionately big for his face and kind for fleshy. His head is pinched in on a size where the ears should be like someone used hand pliers and crush the middle part of his face. He doesn't have cheekbones. There are deep creases running down both sides of his nose to his mouth, which gives him a waxy appearance. Sometimes people assume he's been born in a fire. His features look like they, they have melted, like the drippings on the side of a candle. Several surgeries to correct his palate have left a few scars around his mouth. The most noticeable one being a jagged gash running from the middle of his upper lips to his nose. His upper teeth are small and splayed out. He had a sharp overbite and an extremely undersized jawbone. He was a very small chin when he was very little before a piece of his hip bone was surgically implanted into his lower jaw. He really had no chin at all. Look, his tongue would just hang out to his mouth with nothing underneath to block it. Thankfully, it's better now. He can eat at last. When he was younger, he had a feeding tube and he can walk. And he learned to keep his tongue inside his mouth. Look, he's telling about how August was. So, wow, this is incredible. This is incredible, guys. I never have listened something like this. Oh my gosh. So now, let's go. I can hear too. Most kids born with this type of birth defects, any problems with their middle ears, that prevents them from earrings, but so far August can hear well enough through his tiny cauliflower-shaped ears. The doctor thinks that eventually he will need to wear earrings and talk. August hates he talk of this. He thinks that hearing aids will get noticed too much. I don't tell him what the hearing aids will be, the less of his problems, of course, because I'm sure he knows this. Then again, I'm not really sure what August knows or doesn't know. What he understands and doesn't understand, does August see how other people see him? And has he gotten so good, or pretending not to see what it doesn't bother him? Or does it bother him? When he looks in the mirror, does he see the Aggie mom and that's it? Or does he see Aggie everyone else sees? Or his head? Or is there another August he sees? Someone in his dreams being my misshapes, okay? Head and face. Sometimes when I look around, I could see a pretty girl. She used to underneath that things. I could see the girl from Ipanema inside. An old lady walk. Does August see himself as she might have looked without that single gen that? So I caused a catastrophe on his face. So he's telling that August, like his face, his body, he's really so different. And the other guy see him like a terrific boy and a terrific person. And she also starts to see him at the beginning like that. So I wish I could ask him this stuff. Wish he will tell me how he feels. He used to be easier to read before the surgery. You knew that his eye squint. He was happy when his mouth went straight and he was being mischievous. When his cheeks trembled, he was about to cry. He looked better now. No doubts about, but the sins we used to dish his moods are all gone. There are new ones. Of course, mom and dad can read single one, but I am having trouble keeping up, and there is a part of me that doesn't want to keep trying. I can't he just say what he's feeling like everyone else. He doesn't have a stretch tooth in his mouth anymore that keeps him from talking. His jaw's no weird shit. He's 10 years old. He can use his words, but we circle around him like he is still the baby he used to be. We change plans, go to plan B, interrupt conversation. So, interrupt conversation, go back on promises depending on his mood. His wins, his needs, that was fine when he was little, but he needs to grow up now. We need to let help him, make him grow up. Here is what I think. We all spend so much time trying to make August think he's normal that he actually think he is normal. And his problem is he's not. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys. I don't know what to say about this. This is so sad. As you can see here, he's saying that all the family, the parents are here, are pretending and they are doing the effort to make Agus feel like a normal guy, to make you feel him like a guy like the other ones. But he said that the problem is that he is not. He's not a normal guy. He is so different than the other guys. So this is all guys about today. and I hope you could understand. I love the reading. So I will let you this one in Google Classroom, this one for you to read it, okay, high school, to read it, and you must need to answer some question and to make a summary about it. So thank you guys for staying here till the end, and I see you tomorrow, and bye bye, take care, and don't remember, if you have any problem, whatever problem with your homework or your assignments that you haven't finished yet, so just let me know and we're going to look for a solution for this. So thank you, bye, for staying right here. Bye bye, take care, see you tomorrow.